Hello students, welcome to the Sankalpa First Grade Arts and Commerce College for Gangavati. Today we shall discuss about BCom third semester Corporate Accounting Part 1 syllabus and some important topic on the first chapter. This is the syllabus of our university. Actually, the third semester Corporate Accounting was named as Financial Accounting Part 3, but from 2016 onwards, the title of Financial Accounting 3 was renamed as Corporate Accounting Part 1. In BCom fourth semester, we will discuss about the Corporate Accounting Part 2. Corporate means company, accounts relating to company, books of accounts, maintenance of accounts, and the basic concepts and basic accounting concepts of company only. BCom third semester Corporate Accounting 1 consisting 5 chapters on the company accounts. First chapter, before the commencement of company, includes issue of shares, preference shares, bonus shares, right issues, and buyback of shares. Second chapter, merger and amalgamation of a company, the combination of companies, purchase of by a big company or sale of a small company to the big company. Third chapter, final accounts of company. Final accounts means the profit and loss statement and assets and liability statement in vertical form as per the revised Company Act. And fourth chapter relating to the internal reconstruction of a company without changing the company name. The assets and liabilities will be revalued and some reconstruction will be taken called internally company is going to change, internal reconstruction of a company. And the fifth and last chapter, liquidation of a company. Liquidation means closure of company activities or winding up of company activities. See, these are the 5 chapters which are inserted for the BCom third sem, and all the 5 chapters are very important. From each chapters we could expect 2 marks 1 or 2 questions, minimum on 5 marks questions, and 50 marks 1 question. So we need to concentrate on the 5 chapters because the question paper pattern is 2 marks, 5 marks and 50 marks, and from all the 5 chapters 2 marks, 5 marks and 50 marks questions will be covered. So we need to be very alert and we must consider all the points, the practical problems, numerical problems from the each chapters. So this is a syllabus. Kindly take down this is syllabus, and we are moving into the first chapter. Dear students, welcome to the online classes of BCom third semester Financial Accounting Part 3. From 2018 onwards, the Financial Accounting Part 3 is renamed as Corporate Accounting Part 1. In the BCom fourth semester, we will have Corporate Accounting Part 2. Throughout the second year, we will have idea and we will discuss about only corporate accounting. Corporate in the sense company. Corporate means company. Corporate accounting. And already I have explained the syllabus of BCom third semester Corporate Accounting. Let us discuss the first chapter, issue of shares. Of course, this first chapter involves too many aspects like issue of shares, journal entries, practical problems, bonus issues, right issues, and buyback of shares, and other things it includes. Today we shall concentrate about the issue of shares. Before to go and discuss about the issue of shares, let us discuss what is a company. What are the features of a company? What is share capital? What is capital structure? What is share? What are the types of shares? So these points we shall cover in the today's class. Okay, what is company? We often use when our friend circle gathering, let us have a company, let us move into the company, and let us take a company. Say generally we use company. Company in the sense get together. Company in the sense assemble, work together is called company. But as per the Company Act and coming into the business, commerce, company is different. Company is nothing but a voluntary association of persons. Voluntary association of persons for a common purpose is called company. Voluntary association of persons who contribute to the share capital of the company, and a company starting a legal business. When company is having a profit, it will be divided between the holders of the company. So it is said to be company. On another way, we can give a different way or different meaning of a company. Company is nothing but voluntary association of persons, an incorporated body having perpetual life, having common stock, having common seed, said to be a company. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಬೋನಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಒಂದೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್. ಈ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಈ 6 ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ. ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್, ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಕಂಪನಿ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಗೆಳೆಯರ ಬಳಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಪದವನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಗ್ಗೂಡುವುದು, ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಆರಂಭಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವುದಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಜನಗಳ ಗುಂಪು ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಒಂದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಈಡೇರಿಕೆಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಯಬದ್ಧ ವ್ಯವಹಾರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏಕ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಂತೀವಿ. If a business is started by or from 2 or more members, said to be partnership firm. If a business is started with 10 or more members, it is said to be cooperative society. In the same way, if the members, if the persons are more, numerous numbers of members involved and business started, called company. ಹಲವಾರು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ 1956 ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನವನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಅರ್ಥವಿವರಣೆ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಏನು ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಜನಗಳ ಸಮೂಹ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಕೃತಕವಾಗಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಗೊಂಡಂತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಂದಣಿಗೊಂಡಂತ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಷೇರುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿರಂತರ ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುದ್ರೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರೀಬಹುದು. Okay, let us move into the features of the company. Okay, before to go and discuss about features, let us discuss about the definition of a company. Say, according to Indian Company Act 1956, company is said to be voluntary association of persons or a body which is incorporated under the Company Act 1956 or any other earlier acts of 1956 is said to be company. Okay, 1956 ಭಾರತೀಯ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ಜನಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಮೂಹ ಅಥವಾ ಗುಂಪು ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ 1956 ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಂದಣಿಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರೀಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಈ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಮರ್ಜಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ವಿಶೇಷ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ many and number of features, but as far as our study concerned, we are taking few features of a company. The first feature is voluntary association of persons. Say, member or shareholder of a company is free to enter and free to quit. He has no fears, he has no force, and he has no any legal restrictions. If he is interested, he may come and become a member of a company. If dissatisfied, he may quit the company at any time. So it is called as the voluntary association of persons. And second feature of the company is incorporated body. Incorporated means registered body. According to Company Act 1956, every company established in India must be registered under the Company Act 1956. Without the registration under this act, the company is not having any entity in the eyes of law or any status in the eyes of law. So, second feature is the company should be incorporated compulsorily. And third feature is artificially created person. ಕರ್ತಕವಾಗಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಗೊಂಡಂತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಸಮೂಹ. Artificial. Only in the eyes of law, company is said to be a person. Only in the eyes of law, company is said to be a person, because in the eyes of law, company is a separate legal body or separate legal entity. So, company is not born by itself; it is born by the persons and by getting registration under the Company Act. So, it is said to be artificial person. And the other important feature is limited liability. The shareholder liability or responsibility is limited to the extent of number of shares purchased by every or each shareholder. How many shares that a shareholder has purchased, the face value of such shares purchased by shareholder need to pay to the company. If company is running under losses, if company is having big loans, damages and other financial crisis, no shareholder is responsible, no shareholder is entitled to pay all these liabilities. Company itself will take the responsibility of the losses, the loans and other causes of financial risks. And another feature is transferability of shares. Shares can be transferred freely. A shareholder who has purchased share of a company is said to be shareholder. A shareholder is free totally to sell his shares at any time to any person at any cost. There are no restrictions to transfer shares, and at the same time no restrictions to purchase shares from the company. So person is totally free to purchase the shares and person is totally free to sell the shares, say it is called transferability of shares. Let us move into the share capital of a company. What is the share capital? Share capital means the total amount required to start business or company is said to be capital or share capital, because without share company cannot start its business. So shares are compulsory. The total amount required, the total money required to commence business or to start company business is said to be capital. Share capital means the capital of the company must consist share, so it is said to be share capital. And the share capital should be mentioned in the position statement of the company or balance sheet in the respective manner only. It means in balance sheet the share capital must be mentioned in the systematic manner. So it is called as a capital structure. Capital structure is nothing but the share capital of the company should be shown in a systematic way or in a systematic manner. Say capital structure. Capital structure consisting or capital structure having like this format. Capital structure structured with authorized capital, and second is issued capital, third one is subscribed capital, and next one is called up capital, and last one is paid up capital. Okay, capital structure is built like authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital, and the last one is paid up capital. Let us discuss one by one. What is authorized capital? What is issued capital? What is subscribed capital? What is called up, and what is paid up capital? Authorized capital is also called nominal capital or registered capital. Authorized capital is the maximum capital of the company which is mentioned in the memorandum of association of company and registered with the registrar of the company, or under the Company Act the maximum capital is registered and recorded in the memorandum, so it is called as the registered capital or authorized capital. The maximum capital of the company is mentioned here, so it is said to be nominal capital. And second one is the issued capital. Issued capital is the part of authorized capital. ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಯಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಗರಿಷ್ಠ ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಕಂಪನಿ ನೋಂದಣಿಯಾಗುವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮನವಿ ಪತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಂದಣಿಗೊಂಡಂತ ಬಂಡವಾಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥರೈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಯಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅಥರೈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಷೇರುಗಳನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಂತ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಬಂಡವಾಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು issued capital ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. I repeat, issued capital is that part of authorized capital. It is a part of authorized capital which is offered to the public, which is invited to the public, which is requested to the public for subscription or purchase of shares. So it is said to be issued capital. And the next one is subscribed capital. ವಂತಿಗೆಯಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳ, ಖರೀದಿಯಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳ, ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಬಂಡವಾಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Subscribed capital is a part of issued capital which is actually purchased from the public. I repeat, subscribed capital is the part of issued capital which is actually purchased by the shares or purchased by the shareholders or public, called as subscribed capital. Subscribed capital also includes three types of subscribed capitals. ವಂತಿಗೆಯಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂರು ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳಿವೆ. ಓವರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್, ಅಂಡರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. Okay, we shall discuss in the next class about the types of subscribed capital. Okay, move into the another one, called up capital. Called up capital ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಕೊಟ್ಟ ಬಂಡವಾಳ. Called up capital is part of subscribed capital which is demanded by company or the company which is called to pay the unpaid amount to the shareholder is called called up capital. Try to understand. Called up capital is the part of subscribed capital which is demanded to the shareholder to pay the unpaid amount. Okay, this is called called up capital. ಕಂಪನಿ ಕರೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದ ಬಾಕಿ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಷೇರುದಾರರಲ್ಲಿ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್. ಪಾವತಿಯಾದ ಬಂಡವಾಳ. ಪೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ which is actually paid by the shareholders, called paid up capital. It may include the calls in arrears, calls in advances and forfeited shares. All these adjustments will be done in the paid up capital. Okay, it is a part of called up capital actually paid by the shareholder. So this is about the capital structure. Okay, let us move into the another important topic like share. What is share? What are the types of shares? Very important. Okay, share ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಲು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Share is a share of share capital. Share is a share of share capital. ಷೇರು ಬಂಡವಾಳದ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು share ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Or you can understand with this example. The total share capital of the company is divided into number of units. Say each unit is said to be share. ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಒಟ್ಟು ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ಹಲವಾರು ತುಂಡುಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹಲವಾರು ಭಾಗಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿಂಗಡಣೆಗೊಂಡಂತ ವಿಭಾಗಗೊಂಡಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. I repeat, the total share capital of the company is divided into number of units. Okay, each unit is called share. Okay, the share is very important in the company. And what are the types of shares? So actually there are three types of shares. One is equity share. Second one is preference shares. And third one is promoters shares. First one is equity share. It is also called as ordinary shares. Second is preference shares and third one is promoters shares. Okay, public company is allowed to issue only two types of shares, are equity shares and preference shares are may be issued by the public company, and all these three types of shares may be or can be issued by a private company. Public company is not allowed to issue promoter shares. Of course, nowadays the promoter shares are cancelled. Even it is a private company, they can issue only two types of shares. But previously we had three types of shares. One is equity, second preference, and one is promoter shares. Okay, let us discuss one by one. What is equity share? Equity shares are those shares on which the rate of dividend is not fixed. The dividend rate which is not prefixed is said to be the ordinary shares are equity shares. Equity shares ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಷೇರುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಯಾವ ಷೇರುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಭಾಂಶದ ದರವನ್ನ ಪೂರ್ವ ನಿಗದಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲವೋ ಅಂತಹ ಷೇರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಷೇರುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. The dividend rate is varying from year to year depending on the profitability of the company. It may go up, it may come down, or sometimes there may be a nil. So these types of shares are called as equity shares. ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಾಭ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಲಾಭಾಂಶದ ದರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಭ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಭ ಇಲ್ಲ ಜೀರೋ ಲಾಭಾಂಶ. ಸೊ ಲಾಭಾಂಶ ದರ ಪೂರ್ವ ನಿಗದಿ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಹ ಷೇರುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಷೇರುಗಳು, ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಾಧಾನ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಷೇರುಗಳು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ those shares on which the dividend rate is prefixed and they have priority, they have preference in respect of dividend and respect of repayment of their capital prior to the equity shares. ಯಾವ ಷೇರುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಭಾಂಶದ ದರವನ್ನು ಪೂರ್ವ ನಿಗದಿ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವ ಷೇರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಲಾಭಾಂಶವನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯುವಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ಮರುಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಾಧಾನ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಂತ ಷೇರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. These shares are also called as deferred revenue shares. Of course, nowadays these shares are cancelled, but for meaning and for knowledge purpose I am explaining. Promoters shares, the name itself indicating the shares which are issued to the promoters of the company. Say they said to be promoters. It means without getting a proper consideration in cash, the shares are issued either at concession rate or at free of cost to the promoters. So such shares said to be promoters shares. And dividend on these shares will be postponed. The dividend on these shares will not paid immediately year after year. If the shareholders are interested, they will pay, and otherwise it will be accumulated, or sometimes it will not be paid, it will be postponed. So it is said to be the deferred revenue shares. For a or as a token of gift, as a token of love and affection, the shares are freely issued to the promoters. So only for the namesake and only for the honor purpose, these shares are issued to the promoters. So they are called as the promoters shares. Okay. Now the preference shares are again sub-classified into 8 different types. Preference shares are classified into 8 types. Say types of preference shares. Types of preference shares. ಪ್ರಾಧಾನ್ಯತೆ ಷೇರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಪ್ರಕಾರದ ಷೇರುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ. Depending on the company requirement, depending on the company necessary, depending on the permission or approval taken from the company law board, the company can issue different types of shares to the public. Okay, issue of preferences is not compulsory. If a company want to increase their capital, if a company want to issue with the borrowings with a certain rate of return, they can issue. Otherwise, the issue of preferences are not mandatory and issue of shares are not compulsory. Okay, there are 8 different types of preferences. First one is cumulative preference shares. Second one is non-cumulative preference shares. Cumulative means ಸಂಚಿತ. ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಲಾಭ ಮುಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷ ಲಾಭ ಹಾಗೆ ಕೂಡಿಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಲಾಭಾಂಶದ ಹಣ ಸಂಚಿತ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೂಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟಿವ್. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸರ್ ಶೇರ್ಗಳು. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. when company is having large value of profit on extra profit or extra large profit, these preferences have right to get their part of the profit is said to be participating. If the shares are non-participating, they have no right to get in the extra profit made by the company. And the fifth preference is redeemable preference shares. Redeemable means repayable after certain fixed period, after certain specific period. The preference shares will be repaid. Say the word as redeemable preference shares. Sixth one is irredeemable preference shares. Irredeemable means non-repayable. The preference shares amount or capital will not be repaid during the life period of the company. Say redeemable preference shares means after the specific period, during the life period of the company, the capital of the preference shares is repaid, so called as redeemable. Irredeemable means during the life of the company, the share capital or the share say preference share amount is not repaid, so such type is called as irredeemable preference shares. And the seventh one is convertible preference shares. Convert means exchange. The preference shares after stipulated and specific period, they will be converted into equity shares. They will be converted into other shares, so they are called as convertible preference shares. And the last one is non-convertible preference shares. It means the preference shares will not be converted to, okay, the eighth type of preference share, say non-convertible preference shares. Non-convertible preference shares. First one is convertible, opposite non-convertible. Non-convertible means the shares which are remained preference shares during the life period of the company, the shares are not converted or exchanged into equity shares till the end of company span or life, till the end of or till the closure of company affairs. The preference shares will not be exchanged. The preference shares will not be converted into equity shares or other shares. So these shares are called as non-convertible preference shares. Okay. Just glance over the things what we have discussed in the today's class. Today we have discussed about what is the syllabus of BCom third semester corporate accounting and what are the chapters of our syllabus contains. And the first chapter, issue of shares, and this topic covers the 6 important aspects like what is company, what is the meaning and definition of company, what are the current features of company, what is share capital, what is the capital structure, what is the meaning of a share, and what are the different types or kinds of shares. These are the things today we have discussed. Okay, just to go through the syllabus, take down the syllabus in your notes and just watch these topics. Thank you. Okay, these are the notes on the points discussed in the first chapter. Kindly take down these notes. The issue of shares, the company, meaning and definition of company, features of company, then the share capital, capital structure, share, and different types of preference shares. Notes I have given. Kindly take all these notes in the A4 size 400 notebook. If you are not purchased, you may come tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You or your parents may collect a notebook from the PU college, and in that A4 size 400 page only, all these notes must be clearly written. so that these notes will help you in examinations and you can understand very clearly. Okay, this is a note, you must kindly prepare in your notes.